He was snorkeling there on Saturday in the clear blue waters when he says he felt like he was being attacked by a shark, but instead it was a croc.
Nature doesn't hand out trophies for second place. Out here, survival is a ruthless game where hesitation means death, and only the deadliest, most efficient killers thrive. But raw power isn't enough. True apex predators are sculpted by millions of years of evolution, refined by nature into living, breathing weapons, silent assassins, lightning-fast ambushers, masters of deception, and hunters so precise they defy human understanding. Imagine seeing in total darkness, sensing your prey's heartbeat from meters away, or striking with the force of a bullet. These aren't science fiction. They're the biological marvels that define nature's perfect killers. From the crushing jaws of prehistoric monsters to the eerie precision of silent-winged hunters, these predators have evolved not just to kill, but to dominate. And today, we're breaking down the best of the best, counting down in no particular order, because each of these creatures is a master of their own deadly craft. Let's start with a predator that hunts in a way you'd never see coming. In the vast, unforgiving waters of the world's oceans, few creatures command as much fear and respect as the great white shark. This apex predator is a masterpiece of evolution, honed over millions of years into a near-perfect hunter. Growing up to 20 feet long and weighing over 5,000 pounds, its torpedo-shaped body is built for speed, allowing it to hit bursts of 25 miles per hour when closing in on prey. Found in temperate coastal waters worldwide, particularly off the coasts of South Africa, Australia, and California, it rules the marine food chain with unmatched efficiency. But what truly makes the great white terrifying isn't just its size, it's the way it hunts. This predator doesn't need to see its victim to know it's there. Its snout is lined with thousands of tiny, gel-filled electroreceptors called the ampullae of Lorenzini, which allow it to feel the faint electrical impulses of a heartbeat from meters away. To a great white, the ocean is alive with signals, each pulse betraying the location of potential prey. When the moment comes, the attack is sudden and brutal. From below, the shark launches itself upward in a perfectly timed ambush, jaws widening at the last second. This technique, called the Polaris breach, is so powerful that seals and sea lions are often thrown into the air before they even realize what hit them. And then comes the bite, a sawing, slicing death sentence delivered by nearly 300 serrated teeth, capable of shredding flesh and crushing bone with terrifying ease. If a tooth breaks, no problem. A new one grows in its place, ensuring the shark's arsenal is always fully loaded. Unlike the mindless killer it's often made out to be, the great white is a calculated predator. It often bites once, then backs off, letting its victim bleed out before returning for the final kill. This strategy minimizes risk, while ensuring the prey is too weak to fight back, a chilling display of efficiency. And while they're known for hunting seals, great whites have been documented taking down dolphins, sea turtles, and even young whales. For over 20 million years, the great white shark has remained largely unchanged, and for good reason, it has already reached the pinnacle of its design. Every fin, every tooth, every sense is fine-tuned for death. It is the executioner of the deep, nature's ultimate assassin, and a predator so lethal that evolution itself has dared not tamper with its perfection. Deep in the dense rainforests of Central and South America, where the canopy stretches high and the jungle floor is cloaked in shadow, an apex predator lurks in the treetops. The harpy eagle, Harpia harpyja, is one of the most formidable raptors on the planet, a silent assassin whose mere presence keeps the rainforest's smaller inhabitants in a constant state of fear. With a wingspan stretching over 7 feet and talons larger than a grizzly bear's claws, this bird doesn't just hunt, it dominates the sky. Weighing up to 20 pounds, the harpy eagle is among the heaviest eagles in the world, built for raw power rather than extended flight. Unlike open country hunters like the golden eagle, the harpy thrives in dense, jungle-covered terrain, weaving through the treetops with astonishing agility. Its short, broad wings allow it to maneuver effortlessly between branches, making it a nightmare for unsuspecting prey below. But it isn't just strength that makes the harpy eagle an unrivaled hunter, it's how it kills. This bird is an ambush specialist. It perches high above the jungle floor, watching and waiting, its piercing eyes scanning for movement. Thanks to its keen eyesight, up to 8 times stronger than a human's, the harpy can spot a monkey or sloth from over 200 feet away. And once it locks onto its target, the kill is swift and merciless. With a sudden burst of speed, the harpy eagle launches itself downward, wings folded, slicing through the air in near silence. And then, impact. Before the prey even has time to react, the eagle's massive talons clamp down like a vice. Each foot is armed with razor-sharp claws that can exert over 500 pounds of crushing force, enough to snap bones instantly. A full-grown howler monkey or a three-toed sloth, weighing nearly as much as the eagle itself, is lifted effortlessly into the air, carried away as if it were weightless. There is no struggle, no second chances. The harpy eagle's grip is an execution in itself. But what makes this predator even more terrifying is its stealth. Unlike falcons or hawks that rely on speed over open landscapes, the harpy is a ghost in the trees. Its broad wings allow it to glide soundlessly through the jungle, a near-invisible shadow in the canopy. Prey never sees it coming, and even if they did, it wouldn't matter. Their fate is sealed the moment the harpy spreads its monstrous claws. Despite being a top predator, the harpy eagle faces its own threats, mainly from deforestation and habitat destruction. Once widespread across its range, its numbers have dwindled, and in some regions it is now a rare sight. But where it remains, it reigns supreme. No creature dares challenge it in the treetops. No rival threatens its rule. It is a living relic of a time when nature created killers without flaw, an executioner of the rainforest, and one of the most fearsome predators to ever take to the sky. On the remote islands of Indonesia, where survival is a brutal contest, one creature reigns supreme: the Komodo dragon. This isn't just the largest lizard on Earth. It's a prehistoric executioner, a living nightmare that has remained unchanged for millions of years. Weighing up to 300 pounds and stretching over 10 feet long, this reptile doesn't just hunt. It dominates, using a method of killing so gruesome that few animals stand a chance once it strikes. Unlike swift predators that rely on speed, the Komodo dragon is an ambush hunter, creeping through the dry underbrush with slow, deliberate movements. Its forked tongue flicks in and out, tasting the air, detecting the scent of prey from nearly 6 miles away. And when it moves in for the kill, it doesn't need to be fast. It only needs a single bite. For years, it was believed that the Komodo's power lay in the bacteria-infested saliva that infected its victims. But science has revealed an even deadlier truth. This dragon is venomous. Its bite delivers a toxin that prevents blood from clotting, sending prey into shock. Even if an animal escapes, it won't get far. Weakness sets in, the body shuts down, and within hours, the Komodo dragon follows the scent of death to claim its victim. Once its prey collapses, the slaughter begins. The dragon's serrated teeth rip through flesh like saw blades, tearing off chunks with violent head-shaking motions. It devours up to 80% of its body weight in a single sitting, swallowing food in massive gulps. Nothing goes to waste, not bone, not hide. It will even eat its own kind if given the chance. But make no mistake, this is no slow, sluggish beast. When necessary, a Komodo dragon can explode into action, sprinting up to 12 miles per hour in short bursts. It is also a strong swimmer, easily crossing between islands to expand its hunting grounds. Nowhere is truly safe from this relentless predator. And if its power wasn't terrifying enough, the Komodo dragon is intelligent. It learns, adapts, and even works with others to take down larger prey, an unsettling trait for a reptile. It is not just a brute force killer, it is a strategist, a patient executioner that knows its prey's fate the moment its teeth sink in. For millions of years, the Komodo dragon has stood unchallenged, a relic from an age of giants. It is the last of the great land reptiles, a perfect predator honed by evolution. And in its world, escape is an illusion. The moment it bites, the hunt is already over. High above the rugged mountains and open plains of the northern hemisphere, a silent shadow glides through the sky. The golden eagle, Aquila chrysaetos, is one of the deadliest aerial predators to ever take flight. With a wingspan stretching over 7 feet and a body built for power and speed, it doesn't just hunt, it dominates the skies. This is a bird of sheer force, capable of taking down prey as large as a deer with nothing but the strength of its talons and the speed of its attack. Weighing up to 15 pounds, the golden eagle is one of the heaviest raptors in the world. Unlike scavenging vultures or smaller hawks, this bird is a born killer, evolved for high-speed precision strikes. It has razor-sharp vision, up to 8 times stronger than a human's, allowing it to lock onto prey from over 2 miles away. And once it spots a target, the hunt is already over. Without a sound, the golden eagle tucks in its wings and drops from the sky like a missile. It can reach speeds of up to 200 miles per hour in a dive, faster than a peregrine falcon, faster than any land animal, faster than most things in nature. But speed alone doesn't kill. What makes the golden eagle truly terrifying is its strike. Armed with 3-inch long talons that exert over 750 pounds of pressure per square inch, stronger than the bite force of a wolf, this raptor doesn't just grab its prey, it crushes it. Whether it's a rabbit, a fox, or even a young deer, the moment those talons sink in, bones shatter, organs rupture, and the struggle is over before it even begins. Some golden eagles have been seen knocking mountain goats off cliffs, letting gravity do the killing for them before swooping down to claim the lifeless body. It's efficiency at its most brutal. But what makes this predator even more lethal is its endurance. Golden eagles are built for long pursuits, capable of flying for hours, covering vast territories in search of their next kill. Unlike smaller raptors, they don't just strike and flee. They commit to the attack, using their size and power to overwhelm prey. Despite their dominance, golden eagles are elusive. They nest high on cliffs and remote peaks, far from human reach, making them one of the most difficult predators to observe in the wild. But when they do reveal themselves, they do so with terrifying grace, silent, swift, and utterly merciless. For millennia, the golden eagle has been a symbol of power, feared and revered by civilizations across the world. And for good reason. It is nature's airborne executioner, a master of the hunt, and one of the most perfect killers ever to take to the sky. Lurking beneath the murky waters of rivers, estuaries, and coastal swamps, a prehistoric killer waits in absolute silence. The saltwater crocodile, Crocodilus porosus, is the largest and most fearsome reptilian predator alive today. An executioner honed by over 200 million years of evolution. Weighing over a ton and growing up to 23 feet long, this monster is more than just an apex predator. It's a living nightmare, an unstoppable force of raw power and patience. Unlike fast-moving hunters that rely on speed, the saltwater crocodile is a master of ambush. It waits, motionless, beneath the surface, its armored body blending seamlessly with the water. Only its nostrils and eyes break the surface, betraying no hint of the destruction coiled beneath. With perfect stillness, it observes, watching, waiting. And then, in an instant, it strikes. Exploding from the water with terrifying speed, the croc clamps its jaws around its target, dragging it into the depths before it even has time to react. The force of that bite, unmatched, with over 3,700 pounds of pressure per square inch, stronger than any animal on Earth. It crushes bones like twigs, splintering limbs and puncturing organs in a single snap. There is no escape. The victim is trapped in a death grip, but the horror doesn't end there. The saltwater crocodile doesn't just kill, it dismantles. It performs the infamous death roll, spinning its entire body with violent force, tearing prey apart limb by limb. Flesh rips, bones break, and within seconds, whatever was caught in its jaws is reduced to little more than chunks. Even large animals, wild boars, water buffalo, sharks, stand no chance once this monster strikes. It is a butcher, a destroyer, an ancient executioner that does not miss its mark. But the most terrifying part? It isn't just powerful, it's intelligent. Saltwater crocodiles are highly strategic hunters, observing their prey for days, learning their routines, understanding the perfect moment to strike. They have been seen using deceptive tactics, floating logs to lure birds, shifting their attack angles, even working together in rare cases to trap larger prey. This isn't mindless aggression, this is calculated slaughter, and it isn't confined to a single environment. Unlike other crocodiles, this beast thrives in both fresh and salt water, making it the only reptile that can kill in rivers, lakes, and even the open ocean. It has been spotted miles out at sea, crossing vast distances with nothing but patience and hunger. For millions of years, the saltwater crocodile has remained nearly unchanged. Why? Because it is already perfect. It is the last of the great reptilian leviathans, an apex predator so complete that nature itself has dared not alter it. To this day, in the waters it calls home, it remains the undisputed ruler, unseen, unheard, and utterly inescapable.
Beneath the rolling waves of the world's oceans, there exists a predator so intelligent, so ruthless, that no creature is truly safe from its wrath. The orca, Orcanus orca, isn't just the most dominant predator of the sea, it is one of the most efficient killers nature has ever created. With a powerful torpedo-shaped body, stretching up to 30 feet long and weighing over 6 tons, this black and white executioner is a nightmare to anything that crosses its path. Unlike most apex predators, orcas don't just rely on brute force. They hunt with precision, strategy, and intelligence that rivals even the most advanced land predators. Armed with one of the largest brains in the animal kingdom, they operate in coordinated packs called pods, each one functioning like a well-trained unit of assassins. They communicate through complex vocalizations, strategize together, and execute their kills with terrifying efficiency. No animal in the ocean is truly safe from their attacks, not even the great white shark. When hunting, orcas employ a variety of brutal techniques tailored to their prey. Seals and sea lions are often tormented before being devoured, thrown into the air like rag dolls, battered and broken long before the killing blow is delivered. Humpback whale calves, massive creatures weighing several tons, are separated from their mothers, drowned by relentless attacks as orcas ram and bite until the struggling victim finally succumbs. Even the ocean's most feared predator, the great white shark, falls victim to orcas. With an eerie level of precision, orcas flip the sharks onto their backs, inducing a state of paralysis known as tonic immobility. Then, with surgical precision, they rip open the shark's belly and consume its liver, rich in energy-dense oils, before leaving the rest of the carcass to sink into the abyss. But orcas aren't just killers. They're calculated murderers. They don't just hunt for food, they kill for sport. They've been observed slaughtering prey without even eating it, seemingly for the sheer thrill of the hunt. Seabirds, dolphins, and even other whales have all fallen victim to this eerie, almost sadistic behavior. It is a level of violence that few predators display, a blend of intelligence and ruthlessness that makes orcas truly unique. Despite their power, orcas are nearly silent when stalking their prey. They use echolocation, sending out sound waves that bounce back to reveal the precise location of their target. Yet when closing in, they move without a sound, gliding through the depths like ghosts of the abyss. When they strike with purpose. No wasted movement, no hesitation, just calculated, unstoppable force. For millions of years, orcas have ruled the oceans unchallenged. They have no natural predators, no real threats in the wild. They are the true apex hunters of the sea, feared by all, outmatched by none. With intelligence that borders on terrifying and teamwork that no other predator can rival, the orca is nature's perfect killer, a marine assassin with no equal.
Beneath the rocks and fallen logs of South America's rainforests, a creature lurks in the shadows, waiting for something, anything, to come too close. It has no eyes to see its prey, no massive jaws to crush its victims, yet it is one of the most relentless killers in the animal kingdom. This is the Amazonian giant centipede, Scolopendra gigantea, a creature that seems ripped straight from a horror film, a multi-legged nightmare that kills with speed, precision, and venom. Stretching over a foot long and armed with dozens of spiny, powerful legs, this centipede is a master of ambush. Unlike most arthropods, it doesn't wait for prey to stumble into a web or trap. It actively hunts. With antennae that pick up the slightest vibrations, it detects movement in the darkness, feeling the heartbeat of its next victim before it even knows it's being watched. And then, the attack begins. The centipede moves like liquid death, surging forward with lightning speed. Its first set of legs, modified into razor-sharp fangs known as forcipules, sink deep into the flesh of its prey, injecting a venom so potent that even creatures 10 times its size are instantly overwhelmed. This venom is a brutal cocktail: neurotoxins that paralyze, cardiotoxins that shut down the heart, and enzymes that begin digesting the victim from the inside out. Small mammals, birds, frogs, even snakes. It doesn't matter. Once bitten, they all collapse into writhing paralysis, their bodies shutting down as the centipede coils around them like a living noose. And then the feeding begins. The giant centipede doesn't wait for its prey to die. It eats while they're still alive. With jagged mandibles, it tears into flesh, devouring its victim piece by piece as the venom ensures they remain helpless, unable to resist. Even bats, which should be safe in the skies, are hunted by this relentless predator. With eerie precision, the centipede climbs cave walls and dangles from the ceiling, waiting for an unsuspecting bat to fly by before lashing out, dragging it to the ground in a nightmarish ambush. Unlike larger predators that rely on brute force, the centipede's deadliness comes from its efficiency. It doesn't waste energy on prolonged fights. It doesn't need strength to overpower its victims. It simply injects its venom, watches as its prey succumbs, and then feasts at its leisure. Even in a world filled with monstrous predators, this legged horror stands out as one of nature's most terrifying assassins. Silent, swift, and utterly merciless, the Amazonian giant centipede is proof that the deadliest killers aren't always the biggest. Sometimes, the most fearsome executioners are the ones that strike from the shadows, unseen, unstoppable, and completely unforgiving.
In the dead of night, when darkness swallows the world whole, an unseen killer slithers through the undergrowth. Silent, patient, and armed with one of the most advanced targeting systems in the animal kingdom, this predator doesn't need to see its victim. It feels them. This is the snake, a heat-seeking assassin that hunts in absolute darkness, guided by an invisible spectrum of reality that most creatures can't even comprehend. Of the thousands of snake species that roam the planet, some of the deadliest belong to the pit viper, python, and boa families, each possessing a deadly gift: heat vision. This ability comes from specialized organs known as pit organs, small, sensitive depressions located between their eyes and nostrils. These pits function like biological infrared cameras, detecting even the faintest heat signatures given off by warm-blooded animals. A mouse scurrying through the leaves, a bird roosting in the trees, even the body heat of a human. Nothing can hide from a snake's thermal gaze. But how does this work? Unlike human eyes, which rely on visible light to process the world, a snake's pit organs detect infrared radiation, heat waves emitted by living beings. This information is processed in the snake's brain, forming a thermal map of its surroundings. Even in pitch-black conditions, where eyesight is useless, the snake sees its prey as a glowing beacon against the cooler environment. The hotter the target, the more vividly it appears in the snake's perception. This evolutionary advantage makes the snake one of the most precise hunters on the planet. Take the rattlesnake, for example. As it coils in the underbrush, waiting for the perfect moment to strike, its pit organs constantly scan the area. It doesn't need to rely on movement or sound. Its target could be perfectly still, hiding in complete silence, but the faint warmth radiating from its body is enough to give it away. And when the moment comes, the strike is instantaneous. In less than a tenth of a second, the rattlesnake lunges forward, guided by its thermal vision with pinpoint accuracy. Its fangs penetrate deep, injecting venom laced with neurotoxins and hemotoxins, paralyzing the nervous system while simultaneously destroying tissue from the inside. The victim barely has time to react before the venom takes hold, shutting down its body within moments. The snake, calm and calculating, releases its prey, allowing the venom to do its work before following the scent trail to its lifeless meal. Pythons and boas, though non-venomous, use the same heat-sensing ability to locate and ambush prey. Instead of injecting venom, they strike and coil, wrapping their muscular bodies around their victims in a suffocating grip. With every exhale their prey makes, the snake tightens its hold, preventing the lungs from refilling until the victim succumbs to asphyxiation. All of this, executed with flawless precision, powered by heat vision. No matter the species, whether venomous or constrictor, snakes use their infrared tracking system to dominate their environment. This ability turns them into apex ambush predators, capable of hunting even in total darkness. While their prey relies on sight and sound, the snake operates on an entirely different sensory level, one that renders hiding completely useless. For millions of years, snakes have ruled as silent assassins, striking with deadly accuracy, never missing their mark. And with an invisible advantage that allows them to see what others cannot, they remain one of nature's most perfect, cold-blooded killers.
In the stillness of the night, when even the wind dares not stir, a shadow glides through the darkness, silent, unseen, and utterly lethal. It moves without a whisper, its wings cutting through the air without resistance. The creatures below, mice, rabbits, even other birds, never hear it coming. They only realize they are being hunted when it is far too late. This is the owl, nature's most ghostly predator, a master of silent flight and pinpoint precision. Unlike hawks and eagles, which rely on brute speed and strength to overpower their prey, the owl is a creature of stealth. Its entire anatomy is built for one purpose: to kill before its victim even senses danger. And at the heart of this ability lies its most terrifying adaptation: absolute silence. Most birds create turbulence as air rushes over their wings, but an owl's feathers are engineered to eliminate noise at multiple levels. The leading edges of their wings are serrated, breaking up the air into smaller, quieter streams. Soft, velvety feathers further muffle any remaining sound, and the trailing edges are fringed with tiny hair-like structures that scatter airflow, ensuring that no trace of noise is left behind. The result? A predator that moves through the night undetected, striking without warning. But silent flight is only part of the owl's lethal arsenal. Its massive, forward-facing eyes grant it incredible night vision, detecting the slightest movement in near-total darkness. Unlike humans, whose eyes can shift within their sockets, an owl's eyes are fixed in place, forcing it to turn its entire head to scan its surroundings. And when it does so with a staggering 270-degree range of motion, twisting almost completely backward without breaking its focus. Yet even with superior vision, an owl doesn't rely on sight alone. Its ears are positioned asymmetrically, one slightly higher than the other, allowing it to pinpoint sound in three-dimensional space. If a mouse scurries beneath the snow, hidden from sight, the owl can still detect the exact point of origin, locking onto its target with terrifying accuracy. Then comes the final, inevitable strike. Without a sound, the owl swoops downward, talons extended. Its razor-sharp claws lock onto the prey with crushing force, puncturing flesh and bone in an instant. There is no struggle, no chance for escape. The victim is lifted into the sky, carried into the darkness and devoured. The owl is more than just a bird of prey. It is an executioner that kills without a trace. To the creatures of the night, silence is not peaceful. It is a warning. Because when the world goes quiet, it means the hunter is near. Beneath the surface of the ocean, hidden among coral crevices and rocky outcrops, lurks a predator so fast, so powerful, that even the hardest shells offer no protection against its wrath. This is the mantis shrimp, a creature that doesn't just kill its prey, it obliterates it. Armed with one of the most devastating strikes in the animal kingdom, this tiny assassin turns the depths into a battlefield, where the only rule is survival of the fastest. The mantis shrimp, despite its name, is not actually a shrimp. It belongs to a separate order called Stomatopoda. There are over 450 species of these marine warriors, but the most infamous are the smashers, equipped with club-like appendages that function like biological hammers. These creatures are typically between 4 to 10 inches long, yet their power is anything but small. What makes the mantis shrimp so deadly is its punch, a strike that moves faster than a bullet. When it attacks, its club-like limbs accelerate at speeds of 50 miles per hour, delivering an impact with the force of a .22 caliber handgun. This happens so fast that the surrounding water vaporizes upon impact, creating a shockwave known as cavitation. Even if the initial strike doesn't kill the prey, the resulting explosion of pressure and heat, momentarily as hot as the sun's surface, finishes the job. But how does such a small creature generate so much power? The secret lies in a specialized structure within its limbs. Instead of using pure muscle strength, the mantis shrimp's striking mechanism works like a loaded spring. a structure called the saddle stores immense energy by compressing and locking in place. When the shrimp releases this energy, it acts like a coiled spring snapping forward, launching its club in a fraction of a second. This incredible adaptation allows the mantis shrimp to punch through crab shells, shatter clams, and even break aquarium glass. Few predators, if any, can match the raw concussive force of this tiny warrior. And its abilities don't stop there. The mantis shrimp also possesses some of the most advanced eyes in the animal kingdom, capable of seeing ultraviolet, infrared, and polarized light. While humans have 3 types of color-receptive cones in their eyes, the mantis shrimp has 60, giving it a visual spectrum that seems almost alien. With a punch that defies physics and vision that surpasses anything in the natural world, the mantis shrimp is a biological marvel. It may be small, but in the realm of underwater combat, it reigns supreme. A living bullet, a tiny titan that turns the ocean floor into a war zone. From the heat-sensing strike of the snake to the silent precision of the owl and the bone-crushing punch of the mantis shrimp, nature has sculpted the ultimate predators through millions of years of evolution. Each one is a master of its domain, wielding abilities that seem almost supernatural. But these killers aren't just products of chance. They are living proof of nature's relentless pursuit of perfection. And in the wild, perfection means survival. Because in the world of predators, there are no second chances, only the hunter and the hunted.